Senator Day.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Chair. Well, I first thank you for your acknowledgement of from last night, Senator. Look, I believe this is very important for Australia's competitiveness and corrects an error that is in the government's bill, which would lock in a one-size-fits-all enterprise arrangement, regardless of whether the new enterprise or project is in Berry or Burnie or Broome or anywhere else. Where else? Bunbury or Bunbury. We already had a B in WA. But why is this amendment to the provisions of the bill concerning Greenfield's project so important? In my discussions with my colleagues, many acknowledge that there's a major problem in job creation regarding greenfield sites around Australia. And here's some data proving Senator Cameron is wrong, and that Australia does have a problem with the conditions for greenfields projects. First, the data shows that the cost of greenfields exploration is now 6 times higher than it is for brownfields exploration. Exploration expenditure per metre drilled in 2014-15 on new greenfield deposits was nearly $700 per metre, compared with just $110 per metre on existing brownfield deposits. The cost differential between greenfields and brownfields exploration has never been higher. That's the differential. The gap between greenfields projects and brownfields projects is getting higher and higher. In 2014, greenfield exploration accounted for just a quarter of total metres drilled. So what is all this saying? It's saying that we have a problem with greenfields projects, where suddenly you have to adopt an EBA from somewhere else across Australia, which doesn't take into account local circumstances. And like I say, whether it's Busselton or Bunbury or Broome in WA or Berry in South Australia or Bendigo in Victoria or Ballarat in Victoria, we can keep alliterating all afternoon if we like, Senator, but I think I've made my point. Look, I think this is really, really important. I think the government's missed the boat on this. I don't think they quite realise just how important it is when you set up a new enterprise or a new project on a new greenfields, whether it's a canning factory in Shepparton, or whether, I'll start with the S's if you like, Senator, whether you start on or a petrochemical plant. I think the unique circumstances of a particular geographical region is so important. My home state of South Australia doesn't have the cost of living and cost base of, say, a project in Western Sydney. So why is a new project locked out of South Australia? Because they can't compete, they can't set up a new greenfield projects in my home state of South Australia, because they're locked into this industry-wide EBA, which they have to pick off the shelf from somewhere else. And all right, yes, you can make submissions to the Fair Work Commission and start hacking away at an existing enterprise bargaining agreement from somewhere else, but we all know what happens there. My proposal is you get a new site and you start with a new EBA. I do thank the Minister and the Shadow for their contribution, but I do commend my amendment to the Senate.
The question is